can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 2 Cents Plus. So this is a follow-up from my last video telling you guys about the new greatest Jagras quest that is available for us to do now on Monster Hunter during the 1-year appreciation event. And what I wanted to talk about today is efficiency and the way to do this quest that'll maximize the rewards for people who are pressed for time, because running 2 YouTube channels and doing all the stuff that I'm doing right now keeps me busy, and maximizing my time in games is very important to me. So I've just been looking at the best ways to do this quest, and I wanted to share that with you now. Now, one thing I want to say about this quest is you don't want to really look at it how you look at any other quest, depending on what you're going in for, because it's a bit different than how you normally play the game. The first thing we're going to cover is the gear that I decided to use during this mission. I'm really taking a liking to the lance and the gun lance in this game. I chose to go gun lance this time. Critical eye, attack boost, health boost, critical boost, weakness, exploit, guard, power prolonger, and guard up. This is a pretty good defensive set, and also gives you some pretty nice attack. You get some pretty strong crits with this set. I like it a lot, and this is kind of my go-to little all-arounder for the lance and the gun lance. Pretty straightforward, nothing too fancy, but it'll do what you need to do. Now, the weapon is augmented with health, because I feel like that's necessary for lancing. If you're turtling and you're like poking the monster or whatever and you accidentally get hit, I don't want to have to put my weapon away and manually heal myself. I like to be able to heal during combat. It helps tremendously, and with these strong crits that you're getting, your health goes up pretty quickly, so that's not too big of an issue. Now, while doing this fight, I noticed a couple things. I've only done it solo a few times, and it seems like the shinies can drop all throughout the battle if you're playing solo. But when you're playing with other people, they seem to stop at a certain point. So it's a little weird, because it doesn't seem to play the same when you're by yourself or in a group. But I'm by myself on this mission, and the first thing you want to do when you get into the area, this Jagras is going to show up in the first zone just like any other would and eat. You want to let him eat. Now, I've seen a lot of people do this mission. They rush right in and they attack him, and he doesn't eat, and he won't do the little spit up to give you the shinies. But you need to let him eat, because you do not want to fight him pretty much at all if he's not, you know, fat like that. Once he blows up like this or whatever, he'll do the spit up attack. That'll drop the shinies. His spit up attack, from what I've seen, can drop up to 4, I believe, at a time. But you also need to be careful if you're turtling and using the shield, and like I am, because what I found out is if one of those hits your shield, like you just saw there, you miss out on a shiny. So I could have gotten 5 there, but because it hit my shield, I missed out on one. So as you can see, allowing him to do that little spit up attack and also attacking his belly makes him spit them out too. And this is the most efficient way to get the shinies or the jewels. If he's not fat like this, then I found he won't drop them, period. And if he does drop anything, even if your cat has the plunder blade, it'll just be Jagras pieces or the tears or whatever. It won't be shinies unless he's fat like this, from what I've seen. Now, depending on what you want from this mission, you're gonna play it differently. For example, playing it solo, I think you can safely go through the whole mission and all the way up until killing him, and he'll still be dropping them at a pretty consistent rate. But it seems like when you're in a party, once he reaches past a certain maybe damage threshold or drops enough shinies, he'll just stop, and that usually happens in zone 2. The zone that I mean is not specifically number 2, I don't think. But basically, he'll start off in the area that you see him in now, and then he'll head a little further down and head by the tree, that little tree that you can knock over that's by the water. Be sure to pick up all the shinies, pick up everything before you leave the area, because he'll drop quite a few, And I've also found dung bombing him once he spits everything up to be effective, because the shinies disappear very quickly. So you need to make sure you grab them, because you kind of don't have the luxury to wait until he leaves. So if he eats in an area and he swallows a dino and he spits up maybe 2 or 3 times and you see a lot of shinies on the ground, go ahead and dung bomb him and pick up those shinies. He'll leave the area, you'll have time to pick those up, and you can continue the fight later on. Now, as I said before, depending on what you're doing this mission for, if you just want decorations and jewels, you can actually quit the mission after you get to the second area, especially if you're on a 4-man team. So you'll fight him here, where I just was, and you'll fight him again where I'm headed. After he leaves this area where I'm going to fight him right now, you can abandon the mission. Well, not abandon. Don't abandon. Just leave the mission. If you go to abandon, it'll revert back to before you started. You don't want to do that. You can just leave the mission. You will get every jewel that you picked up. Every decoration that you picked up will still belong to you. You won't miss out on any of them, and that's a good way to farm this mission. And some will probably argue, well, just go through and kill him or whatever, but you're probably a lot better off just leaving right after this area. Right after you're done with him here, just leave and come back, do it again. That's probably the most efficient way, if you think about all the extra time it's going to take you to chase him down when he runs again and kill him and follow him back to the nest. Maybe you can trap him or something like that. But if not, taking him out or leaving the mission right here will probably be your best course of action if you are here only for the decorations. Now, there's not a lot of reason to actually kill this monster unless you want the faux tickets, which you can get pretty easily. That'll give you the Kuliaku head and the skull head for the layered armor. So if you want those and you don't have those yet, you probably want to kill him to get those faux tickets. And you also can get what I think is really important, hard armor spheres, which are pretty damn difficult to get unless you're fighting something arc tempered. Getting hard armor spheres they don't just hand them out. you really have to work for those damn things. So the fact that you can get, I think, at least 2 of them in this mission is actually worth killing him in that regard. So to stock up on some hard armor spheres and to also get the gems or the jewels. I keep saying gems accidentally, I know that's wrong, but the jewels or the decorations, then that's a good way to do it. And as I said, my weapon of choice is something that I can block and kind of turtle with, so you can control the battle. Allow him to spit up a few times, and once he does, it drops enough decorations that you are satisfied with. Then you can dung him. So, like, for instance, right now, I'm still fighting him right now. As I said before, not to do, even though he's not fat, and as you can see, he's not dropping any shinies whatsoever. So, technically, I'm just wasting time here, when I could just dung him, send him to another area to allow him to eat again, or just leave after I collect the shinies that are on the ground right now, and come back and do it again. So, as I said, I'm a pretty busy person, so optimizing your time and spent in these missions and in these games is very important to me. If you got all the time in the world, then just, take your time, kill them, and reap all the rewards. That's fine if that's how you want to play. But for the people who might be pressed for time or want to farm this a little bit quicker, I'm here to let you know that you can just leave right after this phase. After you let him eat and you collect as many shinies as you can get in these first 2 areas, just get the fuck out of there, come back and start it again. It's very efficient if you want to stock up on those decorations very quickly. So just wanted to get that out there, let you guys know that is available for you to do. You won't miss out if you leave. And the only reason for killing him is for the hard armor spheres and for the faux tickets. So that's it. That's my little, I guess, tutorial for this. I'll let the rest of this play out. If you just came here for that message, you can go ahead and take off. If not, go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video as I take this thing down solo. It's actually, it's a surprisingly tough fight, all things considered. Not hard, especially if you know what you're doing. Like, it's not like Behemoth, but he hits pretty hard, and I've watched people cart numerous times doing this. So as I said before, if you were just here for that message, I guess you can go ahead and take off. If not, and you want to just watch the fight, please enjoy it. If we're in the premiere, you're probably chatting with me now, so let's chat it up about some Monster Hunter stuff. And yeah, if not, I'll see you guys on the next one.